name's Angela Thompson, and I'm a chartered librarian. I have been for many years, as you can tell by my white hair. And
I've read a lot of scary books.
Absolutely. Yes, standing on end. Yeah. Seriously, I've been a chartered librarian for a very long time, and I've worked on and off in public libraries, but I work in a private library at the moment in London. And when I found out that Essex was intending to close most of the libraries, I was horrified.
Surely they don't intend to close most of them, surely?
Oh yes, it was most of them. There were 74 libraries in Essex, run by Essex Libraries, which is part of the county. And they were going to close 44. Some of them they were hoping would be taken over by the community, but the one nearest to where I live and the one in the parish council, near Broomfield, where I'm on the parish council, that was one they actually wanted to close down. And I think it's only because of Sol's campaigning that library is still open, and all the others are at the moment.
That one's on the main road.
It's on the main road, yeah, that's right, just past the Angel. And it is well used, but it doesn't have huge numbers of book issues because it's quite a small library, and also people aren't reading quite so many books as they used to for all sorts of reasons. But children still need to read lots of books. And a lot of people, as the lady I heard of recently, she's just retired and she hasn't been a member of the public library for years because she's been busy working full time. She's now got a bit more time, so she's gone back to reading books. So people change throughout their lives, and we need to be mindful that not everybody's got lots of money and can afford to go and buy lots of books. So the net book agreement that we used to have means that when they scrapped that a few years ago, book prices are much lower than they used to be, and that makes a difference because you can get books with your shopping in various supermarkets.
Okay, so how do we save them and make some money?
Oh, make some money? Oh, well, you sound like...
At the same time? Or not lose money because fewer people are going?
Well, actually, it costs very little to run a public library, especially one that's part of a big group of libraries. If you run a community library, it costs you an awful lot. You should have to keep raising money all the time. As I say, I work for a private library and we don't get funding from the public purse. So I've got some idea of the costs of running a library. Yeah.
And it can be done. What's your plan for Broomfield? What would you like to happen?
Personally, I'd like to see it being invested in by Essex County Council and updated so that it's a bit more robust from the point of view of energy, because it's a single skin building and it could be made more energy efficient. We could also build an extension out the front because there's a hard core of concrete, and we could probably have a nice extension where we could have a nice, maybe a veranda type cafe, which we could have open in the summer and closed in the winter because it faces south, so it'd be quite warm. That would bring in some money because there is a demand.
That's what I mean by a commercial, to bring some sort of income in.
Yes, it would, because there is a demand in the village for a cafe.
An open al fresco meeting place.
Oh yes, that would be nice. Yes, would. But then people could sit and read their books as well as, supping a coffee.
I can see us on the sun lounger there.
Oh, definitely. I'll join you.
So it needs to be expanded. They cannot be run as they're being run at the moment.
Well, they can, because it doesn't cost an awful lot, but they don't want to invest in libraries. But it's interesting that people in power don't want us to invest in literacy and education. They keep saying we've got skill shortages. Well, how do you do that? By closing down libraries? You don't do that. You invest in libraries, you invest in skills, you train people. A lot of people that I've met throughout my life have valued libraries, but not just for reading novels, but they've learnt about astronomy or medicine or something, and they've gone on to work in those fields. And it's quite surprising how many people say to you, when I was about 8 or 9, I put got a book out about fungi and I've became a biologist. You know, it's quite amazing. Quite interesting that that happens.
Was empty, no kids, no people. Somehow I knew something was wrong. I turned the corner and got forlorn. I could see my library was gone. You are my life.